Okay, my FYP is filled with people discovering Taylor Swift music for the first time, so I thought I would bring back one of my favorite series, showcasing why Taylor Swift is a brilliant lyricist, starting with my current mood, Down Bad. Down Bad is a very good example of Taylor taking a very common phrase and adding a little twist or flipping it to really make it her own, while also not entirely losing the original intention of the phrase. We've already seen this in songs like Hits Different, Shake It Off, All Too Well, and Down Bad is another example of this. To get the obvious out of the way, when people say they're down bad, it usually means they really like somebody. You're really into a person and you're definitely in your feelings about it, which is exactly what Down Bad is about, but there is a little twist. The song on the surface is obviously about being in love with somebody for better or worse, but she uses the metaphor for an alien abduction to highlight its twist. And she uses all sorts of sci-fi metaphors in order to highlight that juxtaposition. The opening lyric of Did You Really Beam Me Up is actually a reference to Beam Me Up Scotty, which is a misquotation from Star Trek. Beam Me Up Scotty is a pop culture phrase that basically means get me out of here, but it was never actually said in the Star Trek series or films. William Shatner did eventually use the actual phrase in a non-canon novel he wrote, but it's supposed to be a reference to get me back to the Star Trek Enterprise spaceship. The opening verse, did you really beam me up in a cloud of sparkling dust just to do experiments on, tell me I was the chosen one, show me that this world is bigger than us, then send me back where I came from. Again, immediately it references alien abduction claims, in which some abductees have claimed that they've been subject to experimentation by these aliens. And so basically the entire first verse is saying, you were so special to me, I thought I was very special to you, but you literally just cast me aside. Then her very quick B section is simply, for a moment I knew cosmic love. That is a thought about the story that was just introduced. Songwriting 101 will tell you that a B section is how you progress your story along. When we get to the chorus, which contains the hook phrase, now I'm down bad crying at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage petulance, F it if I can't have him, I might just die, it would make no difference. If you'll notice, the music just before the chorus starts does a little bit of a drop. It's supposed to feel like this is magical and this is boring normal life. For a moment I knew cosmic love. Now I'm down bad crying at the gym. Instead of the chorus being about how she's down bad in love with this person, the song flips the phrase and says I'm down bad in a horrible state because I loved this person. The chorus is all about wrestling with herself, trying to get over that person. Down bad, waking up in blood, staring at the sky, come back and pick me up, F it if I can't have us, I might just not get up, I might stay down bad. The down bad, waking up in blood, staring at the sky, come back and pick me up part is a metaphor for loss, and not really understanding that loss. The whole chorus is just grief and processing. He goes back and forth between wanting this person and saying, nah, F it, I'll be fine without them. While in pop music, it might be easier to make choruses rather simple for your audience, Taylor very often tends to make her choruses a little bit more complex. It might be hooky, but there's always layers. Then we have the second verse where she's saying, did you take all my old clothes just to leave me here naked and alone, in a field in my same old town that somehow seems so hollow now, they'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you, for a moment I was heaven struck. Clothes she's referencing in this part of the song do not literally mean her physical clothes. She's progressing her story along by wrestling and trying to understand how this person took the best parts of her and then cast her aside, like we said in the first verse. And because of all of the references to how abrupt this came to an end, we can infer that this relationship was quite short. For Taylor as the protagonist in her music and not overanalyzing her personal life, because we don't do that. Because we can infer the brief time period of this relationship in the story of this song, she's also saying that if she talks about this person that she was so quickly in love with, people are probably going to respond with something like, girl, it was a fortnight. That's like 2 weeks. Get over it. So in order to progress the song further, she acknowledges not only the pressure she's putting on herself to get over it, but also the societal pressure to get over it. When in reality, there is no time limit on grief. Also, she's referencing crop circles, where alien abductees have claimed that they've woken up after being experimented on. She's down here, and the other person's up here. Then we have the chorus again, but with a little bit more energy this time, to symbolize the journey towards acceptance as we reach the bridge. We also get 2 new lines in the post-chorus, like I lost my twin, F it if I can't have him, down bad, waving at the ship, F it if I can't have him. When Like I Lost My Twin comes in, you hear it through headphones in more of a surround sound state, which is supposed to emulate the powerful connection that she thought she had with this person. If you're a twin and you lose your twin, that is a loss that is so difficult for people to understand that don't have a twin. So she's using that metaphor not to be disrespectful, but to highlight just how powerful the isolation is that she feels. The bridge of a song is typically where your song's story reaches its closure, which is exactly what Down Bad does. I'll build you a fort on some planet where they can all understand it. How dare you think it's romantic leaving me safe and stranded? This is the part where she's big mad. She's saying, I'll find a way to make it okay for everybody, but you showed me what it was like to feel good, and I kind of hate you for it because you left me knowing what that feels like, and I can't feel that way anymore. Even acknowledging to herself that, okay, she was in love, but she has to move on. That is the feeling you are left with when we get through the rest of the song, and it ends with, F it if I can't have him. So while Taylor does write a song about somebody that she's very much in love with, instead of telling a story that directly references how down bad is typically used in language, about being down bad because you just love somebody so much, down bad in this context instead references her depressed mental state because she loved somebody. And that little bit of thinking outside the box is part of what makes this song so hooky. It's another Taylor Swift song using a very common phrase. While the song might be catchy, as you listen to it more and more, you have to think about it. And that's what makes Taylor Swift a great songwriter.